we've talked about this guy in the past on Twitter, MiiAkira 2017. It's an individual that apparently used to work for Takara many years ago as a designer for many different toy lines and stuff, and now pretty much today just kind of posts his own original art and stuff like that when he goes to Wonderfest and everything. But once in a while, he posts little nuggets of Transformers history and sometimes little prototype images of stuff that either was, sketches of before it came out or stuff that never was to be. And he posted essentially some stuff here that's really interesting of some Transformers Keshis. Keshis is Japanese for eraser. Mm-hmm. Some Transformer Keshis from 1986, from February 24th, 1986. And it's a whole bunch of different ones of different Generation 1 characters ranging, mostly 1984 and 1985 characters. Essentially, it's Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Grimlock, what looks like could be Rumble and or Frenzy, Bumblebee with his more toy-accurate battle mask, and what could be Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, Sunstorm, whatever you want to, one of the Seeker Jets. And what's really cool about these is it looks like they even had removable accessories, in the sense that a lot of times these Keshis and stuff like that, sometimes they did have little accessories that could be attached on them. I have a lot of the Mega Man Keshis from Japan, and I know like Proto Man Shield is something that could be like, attached on or removed and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to see these. Now, they actually are kind of interesting too, because when I look at the Optimus Prime one, it reminds me a lot of years and years and years later. Obviously, these were planned for 1986. These years later, there was a line called the Mega SCF, or excuse me, the SCF PVC line. And this looks a lot like the Act 1 Optimus Prime that would be made years later. Now, granted, the nothing removable existed on those things outside of obviously limbs and pieces. You couldn't remove the gun per se unless you took the hand out. But it is very reminiscent of that. And it's the same thing even with the likes of the Starscream. But this is pretty cool stuff. And again, it's a good look into the Transformers' past and stuff that would have came out but never came out. Obviously, there was Transformers Keshis that did come out that we know as decoys on our side of the ocean, but they looked nothing like this, and they didn't have removable accessories and stuff. So this is pretty cool. According to MiiAkira here, he said that some of these previews were posted in Girl magazine many years ago in Japan, but it kind of like flew under the radar and no one really paid attention to it. So this is pretty cool stuff. Just wanted to just bring this up because it's cool when this kind of stuff shows up out of nowhere. Another piece of the Transformers' past.
I wonder what's the size of these. These look like, what do you call them again? What you bought the bandoliers for.
Oh,
you're
talking about the Battle Beasts.
They look like, I don't know why, I have a feeling that they feel like they're the size of Battle Beasts.
You're not completely off because, the decoys themselves, the original Keshis, they were probably slightly smaller than Battle Beasts. And Battle Beasts really, in a lot of ways, which were originally a Japanese product, I wouldn't be surprised if they were kind of intended to be in that same scale of small little Keshis and stuff. And even Battle Beasts themselves, or Beast Formers as they were called in Japan, they had their own Keshis that were also in a similar size and shape. So,
because I'm just looking at the Bumblebee here, and just the way the fists are, it reminds me of a few. Well, I only had one Battle Beast. I was very lucky someone gave me that. It just, I don't know, just that vibe of that pose just reminded me of Battle Beast. So I was like, maybe they're roughly the same size. That's the vibe I'm getting at. I
wouldn't be surprised. And again, like, this is just stuff that was on the cutting room floor. It never happened, and ultimately in the end we got the Keshis that we ended up getting today that we know as decoys that we got in 1987. Pretty cool stuff. If you go on MiiAkira 2017's Twitter account, it's a mixture of prototype Transformer stuff and a lot of scantily clad anime girl stuff. That kind of seems to be his go-to. That's kind of what he does a lot of drawings of. But in between a lot of the scantily clad anime stuff and manga stuff, you do have a lot of robotic designs and a lot of prototype stuff, whether it be Orgus or Macross or stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool little Twitter account to like leaf through if you want to see some of the other stuff. We've talked about his stuff in the past, and there's a lot more of it here. So I just wanted to just bring that up.